All right, get ready because today we are taking a deep dive into AI and how it can be used to make money online.
Ooh, sounds exciting.
Yeah, we'll be looking at Notebook LM.
Notebook LM, huh?
Yeah, you heard of it.
I've heard the name.
It's pretty new, still in Google Labs. But
Nah.
so we're going to be looking at a video by an entrepreneur named Bill McIntosh.
Okay.
And he is using Notebook LM to just do some really, really cool stuff. He's really excited about it.
Oh.
He's using it to make podcasts out of books, create SEO content from YouTube videos and lead magnets and all sorts of stuff.
Lead magnets, that's a good one.
Yeah. So want to jump in?
Absolutely, let's do it.
So first of all, for anybody who doesn't know, what is Notebook LM?
Well, it's kind of like a notebook, but way smarter.
Yeah.
Because it's AI powered.
Yeah.
And it's powered by Google's Gemini AI.
Yeah, and it's free.
Yes, it's free.
Within Google Labs, you can upload up to 50 different sources. So it can be like articles or text, or it can be PDF documents. It can even be YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And it can be like a whole book. Like you can upload an entire book and you can ask Notebook LM questions about the content of the book.
That's pretty awesome. So you could theoretically like talk to a book.
Yeah.
Have a conversation with a book.
That's kind of how he frames it. Like you can almost have a conversation with the information that you've uploaded and it can analyze it for you.
Wow.
So, want to jump into some of the money-making strategies that he uses it for?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so first of all, he claims that you can use Notebook LM to turn any book into a podcast.
Really?
Yeah, and as proof, he actually created a couple of podcast examples.
Okay.
He took The Art of War and 48 Laws of Power, and he turned those into podcasts.
So is it just reading the book, or what is it doing?
Well, that's what I thought, but what's really cool is it actually adds its own commentary.
Oh, really?
Which I thought was amazing. So it doesn't just read the book. It's
Yeah.
like it actually learned the content and can talk about it.
Wow, so it's actually analyzing and synthesizing the information, not just reading it.
Yes, and he had an example where he took the book Breakthrough Advertising, which is a very expensive marketing book. It's like a classic in the marketing world. And he uploaded that and was able to ask it questions about like,
Yeah.
why is it so expensive? Why is it not reprinted? And the AI was able to provide information about that and kind of explain, why it's not been reprinted and it's so rare. And
And this was just from uploading the book.
yeah, and it even tied it into present day
Wow.
by it even gave a couple of campaign ideas using TikTok.
Really? That's impressive.
Yeah.
So it's pulling in outside information too.
Yeah. It's not just relying on what was in the book.
Huh, that's amazing.
So it's definitely analyzing
Yeah.
and learning.
Yeah, it's really learning.
So now, of course, you're probably thinking about copyright issues.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, like, how is that even legal?
Well, he addressed that in his video. And
Wow.
basically what he said was he believes it falls under fair use because the AI is generating new content. Like it's not just copying huge chunks of text. Okay.
It's using that as a springboard to
Right.
create something new.
Got it. So like a commentary track, you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, and he actually is going to do another video about how he uses these podcasts to drive traffic, but we'll talk about that another time.
Looking forward to that. I'm very curious.
Yeah, but so that was the first money-making strategy,
Yeah.
turning books into podcasts.
Okay, that was very impressive.
The second one, he showed how he turns YouTube videos into SEO gold.
Yeah?
And he actually used his own videos
Okay.
for the demonstration. So he was able to, add a link to a YouTube video
Okay.
and have Notebook LM analyze it and create different outputs.
Like what kind of outputs are we talking about?
So he was able to create a study guide with quiz questions and a report that just pulled out the most actionable information from his video.
Interesting.
And he was saying you could offer that as bonus content.
To people who are watching the videos.
Yeah, if you have YouTube video.
Yeah, oh, that's a great idea.
That's a good way to like boost engagement, right? Yeah, and give people more value.
Yeah, and he said you can do it with any YouTube video.
So it doesn't have to be your own.
No.
You could use any YouTube video to create content.
Yeah, so say, for example, you're writing a blog post about a topic, and there's a really great YouTube video that covers that topic.
Yeah.
You can use that as source material.
Oh, that's clever. And then use that to write your blog post.
Right.
And that's totally fair use, I would think, right?
Yeah, you're not copying it. You're just
Yeah.
pulling out the information.
Right, and using it as research.
And he was saying that's a great way to drive traffic to your website.
That makes sense.
Okay, ready for the third money-making strategy.
Yes, let's hear it.
This one is all about creating lead magnets.
Ooh, yeah.
Now, you know what a lead magnet is, right?
Refresh my memory.
It's basically a free piece of valuable content,
Oh,
like a report or a checklist or a template,
right.
and you offer it in exchange for someone's email address.
Yes. Classic way to build an email list.
Right,
Very
right.
important.
And this one blew my mind.
Oh,
He actually downloaded this 36-page internal document
How-
from Mr. Beast.
what, the Mr. Beast?
Yes, the Mr. Beast.
Oh, wow.
And it was like all of his secrets for success on YouTube.
Now, why would he release that publicly?
Well, this was something that was like leaked,
Oh, okay.
and he got a hold of it.
Got it.
So he downloaded this document
Smart.
and he uploaded it into Notebook LM.
And I bet he was able to do a lot with that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
What did he do?
He created a study guide, a checklist for how to create viral YouTube videos,
Oh, that's good.
and then like a guide that summarized the document.
Oh, wow. So he just took that document and turned it into a bunch of different lead magnets.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And he's actually offering them to his email list.
I bet he got a ton of subscribers from that.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
That's great.
So those are the 3 money-making strategies he covered. Turning books into podcasts, YouTube videos into SEO content.
And that amazing Mr. Beast lead magnet.
Yeah, so I'm just curious, what do you think about all this? What are your first impressions of Notebook LM?
I mean, it's pretty mind-blowing, right? I can already see the potential. Like, it could really change the way we create content and do business online.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's definitely a game changer. But what I'm really curious about is what kind of content you could create with this. Like, what are your ideas?
That's a great question. I'm going to have to think about that. But I can already see how it could be useful for so many things. Like, imagine taking all those research papers and articles I've been reading and turning them into something more digestible, like a podcast or a series of blog posts. That would be amazing.
Absolutely. And think about all the time you'd save. You could focus on the creative side of things, the stuff you really enjoy, and let Notebook LM handle the heavy lifting.
I'm sold. I need to get my hands on this tool ASAP.
Me too. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I can't wait to see what other amazing things we can do in Notebook LM.
Well, I think we need to dive a bit deeper into that question, like how can we actually use this to drive traffic and make money? Because those strategies were great, but there's got to be more to it.
You are so right. And you know what? That is exactly what we're going to be talking about in part 2 of this deep dive. We're going to explore how to build a whole content ecosystem around your niche, all powered by Notebook LM.
Okay, now that sounds like a plan. I can't wait.
Stay tuned.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back
We are back.
to our deep dive on Notebook LM.
That's right.
So last time, you left us with a question.
I did.
Like, what kind of content could you create
Right.
using this AI powerhouse?
And we're going to get to that.
Ugh.
But first,
Okay.
we have to talk about traffic.
Yeah. How do we actually get people to see all this amazing content we're creating?
That's what we left off with, and Macintosh had some really interesting ideas.
I bet he did.
And he talked about building what he called a content ecosystem.
A content ecosystem.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Okay. So imagine, let's say your niche is personal finance.
Okay, got it.
And you've uploaded, your favorite personal finance books.
All right.
Maybe some YouTube videos that you follow from, finance experts.
Okay.
And maybe some of your own articles or notes.
Makes sense.
So you've got this kind of database
Yeah.
of information.
A knowledge base.
Right, right. And now you can use Notebook LM
Okay.
to turn that into a podcast.
Right, we talked about that.
So you can have like a podcast series that you
Okay.
can put on, Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Right.
But while you're doing that,
Okay.
you can also create written content for your website.
Oh, so you can do both.
Yeah, so you can have like blog posts.
Gotcha.
You can have articles. You can have like downloadable guides.
So it's a multi-pronged approach.
Right. And each of those things is
Right.
going to point back to your website.
Oh, I see. So it's all interconnected.
Exactly.
Yeah, clever.
So let's say, for example, someone's listening to your podcast.
You mentioned your website,
Right.
or, they find your website and then they see, oh, there's a podcast.
Got it. It's all part of the ecosystem.
Yeah. And the more content you add,
Okay.
the bigger this web becomes.
Makes sense. The stronger the ecosystem
And the more traffic you drive to your website.
and hopefully more customers.
Well, yeah, so then the question is, how do you turn that traffic into customers?
Yeah. How do you actually monetize this?
Well, he had a couple of suggestions.
Listen.
He said, you can create an online course,
Oh, that's a good one.
like a paid course, right?
Okay.
Or you can offer like one-on-one coaching or consulting.
So you use the free content to attract people,
Right, like it's a lead magnet, right?
and then they can choose to go deeper
Exactly.
if they want more.
And pay you for your expertise.
Makes sense. So it's all about providing value.
Yes. And he did mention one specific tactic
Okay, what is it?
that I thought was really interesting. He called it guest blogging.
Guest blogging.
Yeah. Have you ever done guest blogging?
I haven't, but I know what it is.
Okay, so you're familiar with the concept.
Yeah, you basically write an article for someone else's blog,
Right.
and they link back to your website.
And it's a win-win.
Yeah, it's good for SEO.
So his idea was to use Notebook LM to create those blog posts.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So let's say you've got that personal finance book.
Okay.
You can generate 5 or 6
Right.
different blog posts from that.
And then offer those to different websites.
Yeah, and pitch it to them.
Oh, that's a clever way to leverage the content.
And get backlinks to your website.
Yeah, very smart.
So that's the traffic part.
Okay.
What other
Words of wisdom.
Yeah, what other words of wisdom did he have? Well, he said consistency is key.
Right. You can't just do this once and expect to be rich.
Yeah, you got to keep at it. You got to keep building that content.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. And he also said to experiment
Okay, with what?
with different formats.
Okay.
So maybe you're really good at video. Maybe you're really good at writing social media posts. Don't limit yourself.
Got it. So try different things.
Try different things and see what works best for you.
Makes sense.
And then one last thing.
Okay, what's that?
He reminded us that this is still a new tool.
Oh, yeah, it's still in Google Labs, right?
Right, so it's constantly being updated.
So it's only going to get better.
So who knows what the future holds?
I'm excited to see what they add next.
Yeah, me too.
But now I'm really curious about that first question you asked.
You mean what kind of content you could create?
Yeah, like what can WE do with this?
Yeah, I think that's a great segue. Because in part 3, we're going to talk about the bigger picture, like the future of content creation.
Oh, okay.
And how AI is changing everything.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, stick with us. We'll be right back. All right, so we've explored Notebook LM. We've seen some of the things it can do, but
Yeah, where do we go from here?
yeah, like what's the bigger picture? What does this mean for the future of content creation and online business?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, is AI going to take over everything?
Yeah, are we all going to be out of a job?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But seriously, there are a lot of different opinions out there.
Yeah.
Some people, like Bill McIntosh, are super optimistic.
Right. He's all in.
Yeah, he thinks AI is going to revolutionize everything, make it easier than ever to create great content, build successful businesses.
Right.
But then you have other people who are a bit more cautious. They're
Yeah.
worried about AI creating a flood of generic, low-quality content.
Yeah, like, is it just going to be a bunch of AI-generated noise?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And will it be harder for human creators to stand out?
Yeah. Is it going to be harder to find those authentic voices?
It's a valid concern, right?
Yeah. So how do we navigate this new landscape? Like, how do we adapt and use AI to our advantage?
Well, I think it starts with a shift in mindset.
Okay.
Instead of seeing AI as a threat, we need to see it as a tool.
A tool.
Yeah, a powerful tool that can help us.
Like a partner, almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like AI can handle all the tedious stuff, right?
Okay.
Like transcribing interviews,
Yeah.
summarizing long documents,
Right.
maybe even coming up with keywords for SEO.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
So it frees us up to focus on the creative stuff.
Right, like the things that only humans can do.
Exactly. Like the big ideas.
Yeah, the storytelling, the emotional connection.
That's it.
So it becomes a collaboration.
Yeah, a partnership.
AI doing the heavy lifting.
And humans bringing the creativity and the vision.
I like that.
So imagine, like, algorithms that can analyze data and identify trends.
Okay.
So we can stay ahead of the curve, know what our audience wants.
That would be amazing, like having a crystal ball.
Right. Or AI tools that can generate different versions of our content
Yeah.
so we can test them and see what works best.
Like A/B testing, but on steroids.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm getting excited now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to think about.
But let's be real, there are also challenges, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, how do we make sure everyone has access to these tools?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Because if only a few people can benefit,
Right.
that creates inequality.
Exactly. We need to democratize access to AI.
Yeah, make it available to everyone.
And there's the issue of bias.
Oh, right. Yeah, like if the algorithms are trained on biased data,
Exactly.
they're going to produce biased content.
It's a real concern.
So we have to be careful, right?
Yeah, we need to be aware of the limitations of AI.
And use it responsibly.
Exactly. We can't just blindly trust everything it spits out
We have to be critical thinkers.
and make sure the content we create is fair and accurate.
So it's a shared responsibility, right?
Absolutely. It's on the developers, the creators, and even the consumers.
Yeah, we all have a role to play.
in making sure AI is used for good.
I think that's a good takeaway. AI is a powerful tool, but we need to use it wisely.
Yeah, and with intention.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive into Notebook LM, I hope we've given you a lot to think about.
Some food for thought,
Yeah, some food for thought, some ideas for how you can use AI in your own work,
and maybe even some inspiration.
and some inspiration to shape the future of AI in a way that benefits everyone.
Absolutely.
So, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Keep learning, keep creating,
And keep exploring.
and we'll see you next time.
See you later.